Hi there, I'm Miriam and welcome to Miriam's Manor. So you guys, today I am going to be doing some fall planting and I am going to show you some of the things we can still grow in the low desert of Arizona in Zone 9B. And then I'm going to give you a quick tour to show you how the rest of the garden is coming along. So let's go ahead and get started. So these are the plants that I am going to be planting today. Now, I have been so busy that I had zero time this season to start my seeds inside like I normally do. So I did go to the garden center and I picked up some more established plants so that I can still have a lot of good food production for the fall. And you can see this is blooming its head off everywhere already. And I did see a little baby. Oh, there it is. And we do have some fruit on this one already, so that's really exciting. This is the sun sugar that I had put in one of my other beds that I showed you guys in a video earlier this spring. And these are so delicious. If you guys have not grown this variety, I highly suggest you grow this variety. It's so good. The other variety that I got is a slicer, and it's the Early Girl 50 Days. This is a hybrid tomato. Now, this one, if you are in a hot climate, does really well in hot climates and will produce a lot of fruit. It sets a lot of fruit and it is heat tolerant. So for those of you who your tomatoes will survive during the winter and your plants will make it along through to next summer, you might want to consider this option because I have had really good production and longevity with this particular tomato. And this has a ton of fruit on it too already. Oh, there they are. There's that cluster there. So that is really exciting. I do have a couple of bells. I have one bell pepper plant left that didn't get scorched in the heat that I was telling you guys about with the water issue and the heat, excessive heat warning at the same time. So this one is a yellow bell. And then this one is just a regular green bell pepper. And those are also setting fruit. I got a mixture of lettuce. All of these are by Bonnie. And this is like their spring mix, I think. That one didn't have a tag on it. Let me see if I could find their gourmet salad mix. Let me see if I can wipe the dirt off of that. There we go. Gourmet salad mix leaf lettuce combo. And then I got this only because it was pretty. I have never seen strawberries that bloom red flowers. This is like a pinkish red. It's so gorgeous. The berries are small on it from what I'm seeing so far, but the plant is not established. It is still a baby. But I was just so excited to see the color, and I still do have plenty of strawberry plants in my other bed, but I couldn't resist it. So I am going to go ahead and get these in the ground. All right, guys, so I just wanted to give you a tour of the outside of my garden and the inside of everything I just planted. Now, to the left, I started this bed early this spring, and you guys, I had to take off my gloves. My hands are trash, so please forgive the mess. The fountain that I showed you guys is now upright. We have not tried to put it together yet, but it is at least a beautiful statement piece out in our garden. The vines are doing great, and these babies here have just grown up so much. The last time I showed you guys, I had not yet pruned my hibiscus plants, and as you can see, I have pruned them up the way they are supposed to look. I also pruned my lantanas. And over here, this sea of sweet potato vine is just doing so wonderful. It is massive. It grew way beyond my expectation. It is, these are only 5 plants. I'm pretty sure it was 5 because I think it was 6. I think it was 3 of a burgundy and 3 of the like chartreuse green, and that was it. I transplanted some cannas from the other part of my garden earlier this spring, and they are doing fantastic. This area right here, look at this carpet of green. This is hilarious. This is right on the other side of my garden bed for proximity. This is a ficus tree that offered itself up in one of my garden beds, and I just took it and transplanted it in this pot, and it is doing really good. It has literally like quadrupled in size. The leaves are just dirty. That's just dirt on the leaves. It's not any issue with it or anything. But I'm really excited because it's a free tree, and who doesn't love a free tree? And also, because this is right by that tomato plant, I have volunteer tomato plants growing inside of these vines, and they are flowering and will be setting fruit. And there's 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. And then I have a volunteer oleander that came from right here. So if you guys remember me saying I wanted to create a patio area, and I started to brick it off, but I ran out of bricks, and then it got really hot in the year, and I said I'm going to wait until fall to finish tackling this project. Well, the end of the bricks are somewhere like right over here, so you can see how far even these vines just grew based upon where I wanted the border. So eventually, these are summer plants. They are annuals. Sometimes they will, if we have a mild winter, they will keep during the winter time. I have had sweet potato vines survive all winter and still look great. And then other years, I've had them completely die back depending on the winter we get. So I'm going to leave them and just see how they do, and then if they do, they can stay as long as they continue to look great. Once they start to die back, I'll pull them out and maybe plant some like pansies in this area and shorten up the space that this is supposed to be, because this was not supposed to be this big, although I do love it. It is really glorious. So let's go ahead and go inside. Okay, so I got everything planted, and you guys remember the ficus tree that was right there? I took it out and potted it in this one to see if I can get this one to survive. Now, I'm not counting on it, only because I got like that much of the root. It was growing, the roots, none of them were on the outside of the garden bed. They were all growing up under in the garden bed. So I didn't get much of the root, and if it doesn't make it, it's okay. It was just a volunteer, although I really would like it to. I also transplanted this baby into this same cage that I took the other ones out of, because this was one of the volunteers that I had in that bed over there, and I'm going to give this one away to a friend. And so this is how my banana pepper plant is doing this time of year. You can see it's got fruit on it, and there is some more right here, over here. So I can't wait to can these and make like pepperoncinis. I'm gonna try my hand at it this year. This basil plant is just glorious. It is doing fantastic. This is not staked, and I am shocked that it is staying like mostly upright. This whole center is completely upright, and then this branch just started bowing like a week or so ago. So I may come in and either cut this all off or stake it all up. So the lettuce plants both went here. You guys did see me put one over there in that bed on the other side of the cucumber, but I decided to just keep them both together over here. Both of the bell pepper went in this bed alone by themselves. Well, that was another volunteer ficus tree. So if you're wondering why I keep getting all these volunteers everywhere, my neighbors, if you can see those leaves right there, right at the tips just coming up. Oh, here's a better example. They've got their whole yard lined with these ficus trees on this side. And so the seeds just pop over, or the birds carry them over or whatever, I don't know. But they just come over and end up coming up either in the garden, in the ground, or in the beds. So, all right, over here on this side, this is where I stuck the other strawberry plant along with the others that I have here. And I've got to take this out. I did not tackle this today. This is just smothering the strawberry plants, and I keep like trying to lift it up off of it so that they can get some sun, but by the end of the day it seems like they just keep creeping and falling back down on this side. I do need to take it out. My bell pepper plant, this thing is starting to become more productive again. Finally, like all summer it gave me like 5 bell pepper, and now it's setting some really good size peppers. Here is another one. There's another one on top. And just a few days ago, I actually took 3 off when I was making something for dinner. So the cucumber vines are making their way over. I'm hoping that they'll end up reaching this end over here, but if they don't, it's okay. Like I said earlier, I'm actually going to start some sweet peas for winter and have them come up this way on the trellis, but they are looking fantastic. I hacked these things back hard and they are beginning to produce again, so that's been really fun. Now the cucumber plant that you guys saw all sprawled out on the ground the other day, I did put this trellis up when I put the back one up, and I did put it up over this thing. I did have, these leaves were all tangled together, and so it did suffer a bit from me like roughing it up to try to separate each vine out and get it hung properly, but I think they're going to be okay. I think they'll rebound just fine. It's just been like 2 days since I did that, and so you can see the initial, even with me like accidentally ripping the leaves in spots, but I really do think that it's going to be okay. And then this is the basil plant that is just a monster at this point. This is one plant, you guys. And also over there, the other one was one plant. It is grown like crazy. It's like Cousin It. Look how huge this thing is. It is ginormous. So this is the sun sugar that I planted, that I showed you guys. This is where that baby landed. I only put this in this area because these things will continue to grow and kind of grow massively. I'm going to try to keep it pruned back as much as I can since my support system isn't as tall. I'll probably maybe let it get to about like right here, and that's it. I may come in with a vining crop back here and have something growing up this trellis during the fall. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Oh, one other thing that I do want to mention. If you look down here below, I cut every branch that was lower, that was actually touching the soil, and lifted the canopy. I made sure that all of them were able to at least come through this second loop here. And so that I just don't have to fuss with like fungal issues getting in the leaves right away from the soil, especially when the irrigation goes off. I've got a ton of these volunteer plants. They come back every year and offer themselves up all throughout the year. These are a hybrid cherry tomato that has actually cross-pollinated in my garden between a beefsteak and a Sicilian cherry tomato. So they are so aggressive and I love it. I just let them do their thing and harvest off of them. This is the other early girl that I was telling you guys about, and I just stuck her right in the middle, and this will be the only major one going on. I'll see which one of these survive and get big, and I'll start to cut out some of these from here so that she has plenty of room to grow, because I want my slicer tomatoes to be the ones to really make it this year. And then just on the other side of this bed, here is the back side of the cucumber vines and the oregano that I've got, and I'm tripping over my irrigation. Some oregano here, and then that bell pepper. So that's it, you guys. It has been quite a day's worth of work that I have done here in this garden. I need to go inside, take a shower. I am filthy today, but things are coming along. So this is my early fall garden. Technically, really, in Arizona, it is not really fall yet. We are still over 100 degrees, you guys. We are not expected to go back down until next week. So, and that's still going to be in the 90s. So it's definitely still like some of y'all's summers. We typically don't hit true fall weather until like late October. So we shall see for this year. But this is it. This is the start and the beginning of fall, and I will keep you guys posted and updated on how everything else does throughout this fall season. So thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me today while I put in my fall garden. I will be back next week with another episode of Growing with God. If you guys have any questions for me, leave me a line in the comment section and I will get back with you. If you haven't done so already, give me a thumbs up for this video. And that is all I have for you guys today. So until I see you again, stay safe. God bless you, and may your life and your garden produce good fruit. Bye.